Can you find a place like that? Tell me about it.
There's this beach in Tobago, and it's white sand, crystal clear blue waters, and trees just off the shoreline. Palm trees are
Could you
very,
speak a little louder?
yeah. There are palm trees on the shoreline, and the trees are green and they kind of like arch over the beach into the water. And the sand is so soft. So soft.
Is the sand warm or cold?
Warm, but not hot. Just really pleasant. And like very soft.
Or the very first impressions that you have as you come back down to the surface?
Standing on something solid, like not like I'm outdoors, like I'm on stone.
You're standing on stone in the outdoors.
I think it's the town.
In a town?
Yeah.
What do you see around you?
I see houses or buildings, like short buildings with the roofs are like straw.
Are they one-story building? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
What else do you see?
I don't see any people. But I know that they live here because it's like this feels lived in.
Yes. Can you look at your feet?
Yes.
What are you wearing?
My feet are like, what's the word? Like, my feet are naked. I don't know what the word is. I'm not wearing shoes. And
you're not wearing shoes.
I'm not wearing pants. It's like another type of covering over my legs.
Yeah.
Like a wrap or something.
Like a wrap. And do you feel like it's a female or a male body?
It's a female body. And I'm not in a... It's a town. It's like a compound. And I'm not...
Compound?
I'm not in... It's...
You're not part of it?
I don't know what my place is here, but I thought it was like an urban town because the ground was so solid, but I think it's just like beaten clay, like it's like clay brick or something. It's not like I am outdoors. It's like it's not as developed as I thought.
So it seems to you more like more primitive type of village than a big town, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And are you young, or are you a child? Are you an adult?
I'm youngish. I'm like teen. Like I'm not a full adult yet.
You're like a teenager. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. And so let's walk around that village. Do you live far from where you are?
I think this compound is where I live.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it enclosed in walls?
Short wall. Yeah. It's just like a short um barrier to just mark the space. And
And can you see the landscape outside of the compound?
it's there are tall trees. There are
Mm-hmm.
there are other huts too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
there are a couple of other compounds, but our compound is very big.
Yes. And the buildings are made of what?
It's like earth on like the
Mm-hmm.
ground, like it's earth, and then the top is like thatched. It's like
Mm-hmm.
grass or something. And
Yes.
and
Are they square? Are they
um,
square? Are they round?
like cones, like cones.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's dark, but the houses are painted. Like the tops are
The
dark, and the houses are painted. They're like designs. They're very pretty designs.
designs. Yes. So the walls of the huts are painted with designs.
Yeah, it's like blues and reds
Yeah.
and whites and ochre.
Beautiful. And can you see the color of your skin?
Yeah, I'm dark. I think
Mm-hmm.
like I think I'm African.
It's like African. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very like
And yes. And do you know your name?
not really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah.
Let's yes. Let's go to the place where you live and look at the outside of it.
Outside, outside
Yes.
is the outside is a hut. It's brown. It's same thing with a thatched roof,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very simple. There's no design on the outside.
There's no drawing on the walls. No. How many openings?
Um, there's one. There's one opening.
Just the door?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
not
One
dark though,
opening.
so I don't know. I maybe need to go around.
Yes. Let's go inside. Can you describe the inside?
It's very clean. It's like earth on the bottom, but it's very like it's
Mm-hmm.
like brushed. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's a fire like
Yes.
towards the side. There's a fire, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
on, but the pit is there, and there's some wood for
Mm-hmm.
the next one, and a pot
Mm-hmm.
for food. Um,
Yes.
there's also some grain on the corner. Like there's some like vegetables and grain. Um, oh, I have siblings. They're younger than me. They're in there.
You have, yeah, you have younger siblings. How many are you?
Yeah, it's like there are two of us right now, like or three together in the space, but I think there's more. I think I'm the oldest.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on to when the family is all together to have a meal. Now it's time for a meal with the family. How many are you at the table, around the circle?
I think there's seven of us. There's a baby. There's my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's coming in
Yes.
now. And there are
Yes.
other siblings too, girls and boys.
Yes. So you're a family of 7.
8
And
with my
you're
dad.
gonna have
Yeah.
dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you gonna eat for dinner? What do you eat?
There's like it's like a porridge. It's a porridge burger.
A
It's
porridge?
yeah. There's a porridge and
Mm-hmm.
sour, like maybe fermented, you know. And
Yes.
there's also some greens. I don't think it's a real porridge. I think it's like a polenta kind of thing. Like it's soft.
Yeah. And do you talk during the
Uh,
meal?
my siblings are joking around, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom and my dad are talking, and their mom is feeding the baby.
Yes.
Um,
And what does your dad do for a living?
he's a farmer.
He's a farmer. And what do the kids do during the day? Do they go to some kind of school?
I think the ones that are old enough,
Mm-hmm.
I think they take care of like some of the goats, like the goats and the cows,
Yeah.
and to take them to water and to get grass.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm too old for that.
Mm-hmm. So the little ones do that.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do?
I help my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I help her
You
with the
help your mom
house.
with what?
With the house, like making sure that we have vegetables in the garden for food,
Mm-hmm.
making sure the baby is okay, and the younger kids that are
Yeah.
not old enough to go like, take care
Mm-hmm.
and play with their friends.
Yeah. So now leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We now have moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
Uh, I'm pregnant. I'm giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
My mother is
So
there
you,
and my grandmother, and it's scary.
it's the first baby?
So
Yeah. You're not having physical sensation. You can talk about it. So how old are you now? Are you older?
I'm older, like 20 something. Like,
Yes. So you're giving birth to your first baby. You can you talk about it?
yeah, it's not actually that hard. It's just
Mm-hmm.
scary to think about.
Thinking out.
Because I'm like surrounded by my women and they're helping me, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
scared.
How do you give birth? Laying down or standing?
It's like kind of, it's not fully laying down. I'm like squatting, but I'm leaning back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are the women holding you?
yeah, I'm leaning against somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And people are holding my hands. Like just to
Yes.
keep me up. And it's actually not a hard birth, but it's just scary to think about. I keep stopping.
Mm-hmm. Now it has happened. The baby's out. Tell me about it.
I'm really happy.
Yes.
She's a little
What is it?
girl.
What is it?
It's a
It's a
girl.
girl. Mm-hmm. Yes. You're happy.
Like choked up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna name her?
He worked up. I don't know what that means. But it's me went down.
Uwento? Mm-hmm. And what happens next?
Sorry, I'm
Do you
still.
see the father?
Yeah, he's outside. He can't come in yet, but
Mm-hmm.
he's outside.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother has the baby and she's taking it to him. Maybe it's his mom, but an older woman is taking it to him. And they're helping me. Oh,
Mm.
women are helping me.
Yes.
Wrapping it.
It was an easy birth.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
still feel healthy. I'm just so surprised.
Uh-huh. And now the father can see the baby. Can you talk about it?
It's happy. My dad is there. The men are
Mm-hmm.
outside. Yeah, it's good.
Now, now you're gonna to take care of the baby. So we're gonna leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have now moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I'm in a field. The baby isn't much older, and I have her on my back. Actually, she is
Mm-hmm.
older, just old enough to just be walking around. She's on my
Mm-hmm.
back, and I'm helping my husband in the plot in the farm.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not alone. It's not just humans.
So what is happening now?
I make sense of
Is
it.
there anything special?
It's there are people
Yes? Can you
there.
tell me
They're
what you...
unfamiliar.
Yes?
I mean, they're not really like people, but they're people, and they're
And
saying
do
that
they
they
look
plan to.
different from your tribe?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Is there something happening?
it's not bad.
What
It's
are they
just
doing?
they're just saying that they planted the crops. Like they were the ones that helped planted the crops. And
So they
um,
say that that is their crop now.
I'm sorry.
So now they're saying that it's their crop growing.
Oh no, it's not like it's kind of like it's like they're saying that they're the ones that like originated the crop, but they weren't. It's not like a possession. It's not like, oh, these are mine. It's
Uh-huh.
like you're welcome kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Like
How do they look like?
they have a long necks, but they're not taller than us. It's just their body is just very long neck. They have like
Yeah.
bluish gray skin. It's very weird. But my husband isn't nervous by them, so it kind of calms me. And neither is the baby. I know
Mm.
maybe she's asleep.
So they have blue gray skin. Where are they coming from, those people?
I don't know. They don't look like any people I've seen. They don't really look like
Mm-hmm.
people because they don't really have bodies. It's just kind of like a small
Mm-hmm.
head, eyes. They don't
Yeah.
talk with a mouth. They like kind of like it's like in our like we hear it, but it's in our heads. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Can you talk with Can you
I don't
talk with
want
them?
to. I don't know. I'm shaking. I don't want to, but
Are you afraid?
a little. Not too
Yes.
much, but a little. I'm just. What are these people?
Yes.
They're
Maybe you
just
can
two of
ask.
them.
Maybe you can ask them, who are you? Where are you coming from?
They say they're helpers.
The helpers.
They've been
The
helping Earth.
helpers.
Mm,
Yes. So so they're from they're from another, they're from
yeah,
somewhere else.
they're from
Yes.
they're from somewhere else, but not on this planet.
They're extraterrestrials. Yeah. So they're nothing to worry about. They're helpers.
They're friendly. Like,
They're friendly.
yeah, they want to
So
show
they've
us
been helped.
something.
They want to, okay, let's move on. Tell me what happens. This Tell me what they're showing you.
So we're in the forest, and then they're just showing us different plants.
They're teaching you the plants?
Yeah, like little shrubs with flowers, things we wouldn't eat or really bother ourselves with. But they're saying that like they're good. They're good for people with bodies, so they're good for our kind, and we can try them for medicines.
So they're teaching you the plants, what to use, what to consume.
Yeah. But it's just me and my husband. They're not talking to many people. I don't know why they're talking to us.
Yes.
But I'm not scared. I'm just curious. Like, how did they find us?
So now now you're not curious, not scared anymore. Now you feel comfortable with them, right? They're teaching you. They're going to stay a while to teach you stuff?
Yes. They're not going to live with us, but they'll be available.
Yes. And are you sharing with the other members of the tribe?
I'm afraid to. And my husband is too.
Yes. What does he say? What does he think?
He thinks that they're not going to believe us. Like, it's too strange. Like, we should just keep the knowledge for ourselves. I don't agree that we should keep it for ourselves, but I do think that it would be trouble if we said anything.
So maybe you can share about the plants, but not about the extraterrestrials.
Yeah. I feel like if somebody needed something that could be solved with those plants, then I would find the plant and give it to them or show them how to use it. And my husband agrees that that doesn't seem like that much trouble, or that it would be bad for us.
So let's move on. Now leave that scene and let's move forward to another important day. Another day that you would consider to be important when something is happening. We have moved forward to another important day. What is happening?
My family is together.
How big is your family now?
And more of us, it's me, my siblings, and there are more people, but I don't know who they are.
Do you have more children?
Yeah, I do.
How many do you have?
Two
you have
now.
two?
Yeah. They're walking.
Yes. And what is happening at this time?
But my mother isn't there.
Yes.
Taking care of people, like the children, but their parents aren't there.
Is there something particular happening at this time?
think so.
Mm-hmm.
My heart feels heavy, but I don't know why. I feel like we lost
Can you,
one of my parents. I
can you
don't
find
know if it's
out?
my mother or my father.
Can you find out about what happened to your parents? Do you know now?
It's my mother. My mother died.
Your
It's been
mother
a little
died.
bit of time.
Yes.
It's still
So
heavy.
you helping your father?
Yeah,
So you helping your father? How did she pass?
it was an accident. It was like
Mm-hmm.
something that couldn't be fixed.
Mm-hmm. So now let's leave that scene and let's move forward to the last day in this life we are looking at. You can watch it as an observer if you want to. We have gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime. We are watching what is happening. What do you see?
I'm in the forest. I'm much, much
Mm-hmm.
older. Older than my mom
Yes,
ever lived.
yes.
And I'm picking flowers and
Mm,
like herbs, like plants and picking
yes.
plants to replenish,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
collecting.
Have you become very knowledgeable about plants,
Mm,
herbs?
yeah, there are children with me, and
Yes.
they're learning about the plants too, and
You're
teaching them.
teaching them. Mm-hmm. How many children do you have now?
What I have. Um, I don't think the children with me are my children,
Yes.
but there are a lot. There are like a dozen or so, like in that range. A lot.
It's like a whole class.
And they're all just with different
It's like you teach.
plants.
Uh-huh.
They're not that young. They're like middle school or something. Like they're not that young. They're old
Yes.
enough to be able to collect and not to be supervised too
Mm,
closely.
yes. So what's happening next?
It's nighttime and I'm back at home.
Mm-hmm.
Compound. My hut is smaller than the hut is small. It's just me.
Yes. Where is your husband?
I think he's dead. I think he's
He's
yeah. I
dead
think he's
already?
yeah. I'm very old.
You're very
I
old.
don't see him. So and the hut is so small that I think it's just for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And how is
I'm
your
just,
health?
it's fine, but I'm just slow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just like sitting and enjoying the fire.
Yes.
It's time to sleep.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to sleep? What's going on?
I think she dies in her sleep. It's
Yeah.
just very like
She
peaceful,
just dies
just
in her
dies in her
sleep,
sleep. Just kind of
just
floats up.
peacefully.
Yeah.
Now, whatever happened has already happened, and you are on the other side of it. From that position, you can look back at the entire life and see it from that perspective. Every life has a lesson and a purpose. As you look at the life, what did you learn from it?
I learned to not be afraid of that little gift I got from the aliens. Like, it's okay to
Mm-hmm.
have this knowledge, and people were grateful. And we became
Yeah.
more exploratory of the forest, you know, like not just the items that were pointed out. It it was really good. You know how to like help
Yeah.
ourselves a little better.
Mm-hmm. What do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
I guess to trust like
Mm-hmm.
that information can come in strange ways,
Yes.
and it's still valid. It's still good.
Yes. That's good. Any other thing you want to notice from this past life?
Life can be easy. Like it can just be.
Mm-hmm. Now that you're on the other side, is there anything, anyone you want to meet or experience?
I don't understand. Like
How
in
is
my
it
lifetime,
being on the other side? Now, how is it now that you are in the afterlife? What is your next move?
it's very connected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't feel alone. I thought I would feel alone. I don't feel alone.
Yes. What comes next now in the afterlife?
Integration. And that's why I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel alone. I'm like a part of a bigger thing. It's just light. It's just the light. That's it. And I'm
Is
with
it
it.
like going back to a light?
I am
Mm-hmm.
the light. It's just,
You you are the light.
yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
weird. Like I could see my life, but I'm not the only thing in this light. I am part of it.
Mm. You're part of it. You're and is there anything you can learn from being part of this light source?
There's lots of us, and we're all unique, and important. Each one of us is important. We're like made, you know, like we're supposed to. And whatever is, like it doesn't matter what they were before or how they were before. It just is okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Was where was that lifetime we just experienced?
It was in Southern Africa. Like I'm
Southern
getting
Africa,
Namibia. Yeah, like Namibia.
Namibia? And how long ago was that?
Very far. It was I don't know. It's early. It's like early
Early what?
man, like the very early.
The beginning of humanity?
Yeah.
Around the big yes. Okay. So now we're gonna move away from this scene and leave this person there to continue on her own path. We can move either forward or backward to find another appropriate time and place that has information that you need. You are now at another time and place. What do you see? What is happening?
There are machines.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
What type of machines?
like an assembly line.
An assembly line. Mm-hmm.
I'm on the line.
You're on the line. You can move your microphone so I can hear you better without going from your deep, relaxed state. You just move the microphone so that I can hear you. And now you can tell me about the assembly line as you go deeper into that scene.
The station is like just one of the movements. The machine drops something. It's like
Mm-hmm.
two rectangles. I don't know if they're
Two
solid, maybe they're
rectangles.
metal or something. It's like two, I can't
Mm-hmm.
make it out. And then it just goes down the belt. I just have to make sure that those two rectangles come up.
It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to move it anymore. Mm-hmm. And how do you know what the assembly line is producing?
It seems like a giant machine and there's a belt that goes around it.
And are you many people in that place?
Like every
What are people? Mm-hmm.
every 6 feet or so, there's another person.
Yes. Can you look at yourself and tell me what you're wearing?
Wearing like coveralls or overalls or something. Um, my hands are very like they're big hands.
Your hands are big. Yes. Are you male or female?
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel older, but I don't think that I'm older. I'm tired.
Yes. What what color are your overalls?
Blue,
They're
not a
blue.
nice blue, like maybe like a denim of some sort.
Some kind of denim. And are you wearing, what are you wearing besides the overall?
Shirt under. And I have
Mm-hmm.
shoes.
Yes.
They're heavy. They're like leather, maybe like a heavy leather.
Mm-hmm. And what do you see from the assembly line, from where you stand?
We're in a big building. There are
Mm-hmm.
there's a surprising amount of light in it. Like it's not like bright, but my wall has windows, so I feel good about that. I could see.
Mm-hmm. And do you know in which town this factory is?
Something in me wants to say it's like in um, Britain, but I don't know
Britain?
where.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so you're building something that is made of metal. So your job is to put two pieces of metal together.
It's to make sure that they're produced and that they get to the next point and that the
Yeah.
that they look like the pieces that they should be. The machine
Yeah.
actually
The
does
whole
it.
the machine does that, and your quality control on the belt.
Yeah,
Mhm. Do you have a lunch break?
yeah.
Let's move on to the lunch break and tell me what happens. We are now at the lunch break.
Outside,
What's happening? Mm-hmm.
just talking.
Do you have friends in the factory?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know where they work,
What?
but they're also wearing like blue and green
Blue
overalls
and
or
green.
overalls.
Yeah. And is there gossips that are discussed during lunch break?
Gossip. Um,
Gossip, talking, chit chat?
Nothing particular. It's life, kids this, wife
Mm-hmm.
that, work this, nothing.
So,
I'm quiet. I don't know why I'm quiet, but I'm
yeah.
apart.
Uh-huh. So let's move to the end of your day, and you're gonna go home now. The day of work is over, and you're going home. So let's go to where you live and describe to me the outside. How does it look like from the outside where you live?
So it's an outside of an apartment, but it's not in a big city. It's
Yes.
it's like we rent a room,
Mm-hmm. You rent a
and
room in a
yeah,
building?
yeah, or like an apartment in a house or in a building,
Mhm.
and
Do you know which town it is? No? Do you know what year it is?
It's like 1800s. It's,
1800s?
yeah, it's
Who is the who is the leader of the country?
the leader of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yes. So now you're going home. Is there anybody else at home?
No, it's just me.
Yes. Do you live alone? Mm-hmm. You know how old you are?
I'm close to my age right now.
Yes. And what's the color, when you look in the mirror, what is the color of your hair?
Black, like dark
Mm-hmm. And
brown,
the color
black
of your
hair.
skin?
White.
Yeah, white. And do you have a beard?
No, no beard.
No. Mm-hmm. So now we're going around dinner time. Is there anybody joining you for dinner?
No, it's just me. I'm eating by myself.
What are you having for dinner?
It's like a simple stew with vegetables
Mm-hmm.
and a broth.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day in that lifetime. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We now move, we now have moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
There's an announcement at work. Someone was talking.
Mm-hmm.
I think
What are they announcing?
they're closing.
They're closing the factory.
Yeah, closing.
Mm-hmm. They're closing the factory. Was there any sign that this would happen?
People don't look surprised. No, not surprising.
Yes. So what are you gonna do?
It's leaving. He has to
You're
leave.
just leaving? Yes.
Yeah,
So let's move to the time when you're leaving the factory. What comes next for you in this lifetime?
just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to find something to do, just to like. I don't mind not having a home. I just want to make sure I can eat and that I'm well.
Yes. Now let's leave that scene and let's move forward to a next important day in this life. A day that you consider to be when something is happening. We have moved forward to an important day. What do you see? What is happening?
I'm on a farm. I'm like shoveling, like what is it? When a stable. I'm shoveling a
Yes.
stable. I don't know why it's too important, but it's completely different from where I was. Like it's
But
totally
you're
country.
still the same. You're total country. You're in the country, but you're still the
Yeah,
same guide. Yeah. And
yeah,
and are you still single?
yeah.
Yeah. So you work in a farm?
Mm-hmm. I work in a farm now.
How is it? How is it for you compared to the factory?
I like it better. The work
Mm-hmm.
is simple. Just attend to the the horses, like not like actually like train them or anything, but just make sure that their stables are clean and that they're fed, um,
Mm-hmm.
that the grounds around the stables are clean and well maintained.
Yeah. And how is health?
I'm sorry,
And how is your health? Are
it's not
you
good.
are you healthy? It's not good?
Um, breathing is hard, but it's
Mm.
it's not bad. Bad. It's just like it's just rough. Like I cough a lot.
Mm-hmm. You cough a lot. Do
Mm.
you know what you
I think it's something to do with cold. Like
cold?
we had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
coal in the factory. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I think it has
So
something to do with it.
yeah, yes. So what happens next in this in this farm? Do you stay there, or are you gonna have how long? No, let's leave that scene and move on forward in time. Let's go to another important day, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. So
I
we
met
now have moved forward. Mm-hmm.
I met a local woman. I think she
Yes,
works at the same place, but not on the stable.
yes. So she works in the same farm.
Okay.
Mhm.
We like each other.
Yes. So what happened next? Are you going to stay together? What do you see?
It's like disconnected, like floating away.
You're floating away?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is that let's move backwards to before this happened and see what got you into this situation. We are moving backwards now, and you are able to tell me about it. You are there now. What is happening? What do you see?
Okay. I'm outside of the pen
Yes.
and The woman is approaching me. She's like smiling. We're already familiar.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely dating or whatever it would be called.
Mm-hmm.
But no, things are good.
Things are good. Is your coughing better?
No,
No,
it's much worse.
it's much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now leave that scene and let's move forward to another important day. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have moved now forward to an important day. What is happening?
I'm not well.
Yes,
I'm in bed
you're in bed. What's
and
happening?
coughing and
Mm-hmm.
don't like this.
You will not have any physical sensations. You can talk about it. So, how does it look like at this point?
I'm in my room. I'm in my bedroom.
Yes.
Else, I think it's my only room.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just bringing me broth and like
Yes.
begging me to eat.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been in bed?
A while,
Yes.
really long. I haven't been working, and it's it's really straining.
Yes. Now leave that scene and move forward to the last day in the life we are looking at. You can watch it as an observer if you want to. We have gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime we are watching. What is happening? What do you see?
I'm in that bed, and my breath is weak, and she's holding my hand.
Mm-hmm.
We're
How is
not
it?
saying anything, but it's just it's.
You don't see anything?
No, we're not saying anything.
Mm-hmm. You're not saying anything. You're just holding hands?
Yeah, I'm just like I could just breathe barely, like
Mm-hmm.
rattling.
Yes.
And I'm afraid to look at her because I don't want it to be the last look.
Mm-hmm. So what comes next?
Just float away.
You just died? Yeah. Now, whatever happened has already happened, and you are on the other side of it. From that position, you can look back at the entire life that you just went reviewed and see it from a different perspective. Every life has a lesson and a purpose, as you know. As you look at the life, what did you learn from this life?
It's like how to be resolved in oneself. Like I was okay being alone for as long as I was alone.
Mm-hmm.
My like I don't remember being very close to family.
Yes.
It was just me and it was okay. They had people, it just wasn't like blood people.
Mm-hmm. What do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
Simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very simple life.
Yes, a very simple life.
I was okay with it. I wasn't like always happy, but it was hard at times, but it was okay being simple. Like when I lost my job, I was not. It wasn't that I wasn't upset. It was like I knew I would be okay.
Yeah. So you were always falling down on your feet. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anybody you want to meet or anything you want to see in the afterlife before we move on?
From this lifetime,
Yes.
I just want to. I want to tell. She's not here yet, though. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to let my girlfriend know that things are okay. Like I'm okay.
Yes. Can you move forward to the time when you can talk to her?
Yeah,
Yes, let's
she
move.
knows.
He knows. So now you have been able to tell her everything is okay. Mm-hmm. And she knows. So now we can drift away from that life. We're drifting and floating away from that life, leaving the man there to continue on his own journey. He will find peace. He will find what he's supposed to find. We're leaving him there to continue on his own journey. He will find peace. He will find what he's supposed to find. We're leaving him there to continue on his own path. Now I want all of the consciousness and personality of Wangui to once again return to the body and fully integrate back into the body. May I speak to Wangui's subconscious, please?
Mm-hmm.
I have permission to speak to Wangui's subconscious, right?
Yes.
Yes. I respect the power of the subconscious because I know the subconscious takes care of Wangui's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has the records of everything that has ever happened to Wangui in this lifetime and all the other lifetimes she has ever lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I always ask for permission to speak to it and ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Wangu to see today. You chose to bring forward these two lives for her to see. Why did you pick those lifetimes?
Gloria's like Gloria's very ambitious in this life.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like drilled into her. And she needed to see that it's possible to be happy and content and not be driven by external forces.
Mm-hmm. What does the lifetime in Africa has to do with her life now?
She's always wanted to see African history.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's always had a hunger to see like what happened before colonials, and
Yeah.
like we wanted to give her that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And
There
what,
was something special there, and it
yes,
was innately special to that part of Africa.
what was special about that part of Africa?
It was just that like we really believes that like the gifts that have been put onto this into this world are have come from a limited number of places on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and she's wanted to be able to connect to see if other parts of Africa that have not been talked about had access to those gifts and to those same resources. So we wanted to show her that they did.
Yes, that's very interesting. And what does the life in the 1800s has to do with her life now?
The condition of her lungs is not new.
Mm-hmm.
It's of this time, but she's just susceptible. You know,
Yeah.
it's not new.
Um, is there a way to get a body scan and see how we can resolve any health issues at this time?
You know,
No. What role does her body play in her spiritual development? She'd like to know how to do things like diet, physical therapy, network, chiropractic, acupuncture, massage, physical conditioning, like exercise, etc. Sleep make a difference in spiritual development.
Wanguri's forgotten about her body. It's aesthetic, not not something she takes care of closely outside of the aesthetic. So
Mm-hmm.
it's always just bring her back into her body. And
Mm-hmm.
some of it is meditative, you know. Like she feels very connected when she works out, but it's also just about getting out of the top of her body and then getting into like the core, or just getting into her strength.
Mm-hmm. She has been sleeping way past midnight and waking up in the middle of the morning. Why is this? What can she do to maximize the amount of sunlight she gets on an average day?
She's not ready to shift her life in order to quit this pattern.
Mm-hmm. But why
She
is
does
she?
so much in the day that is not, that takes a lot out of her.
Mm-hmm.
And she just runs on empty. So it's almost as if like the nighttime is her time to replenish in an awakened way. Like she doesn't feel, she's so disconnected, she doesn't feel how drawn, how like exhausted her energy is, but it's just her life isn't set up to change it.
So why is she trapped in that pattern?
She doesn't want to give up the ambitious side, and it's not that ambition is bad, but it's the way that she centralizes, like focuses on it. It's like so central
Mm-hmm.
to her life. Her work is so central to her life. Even though she's doing other things now, it's still she wakes up to work. She, does all the things to protect herself and to nourish herself around working. And she's so drawn from the physical exhaustion from not taking care of herself and just doing work she doesn't particularly care about to like maintain a. She thinks it's the only way to maintain this lifestyle.
But can you show her a different way, a way of balance, a way of balance in her life so that she doesn't feel so driven and then after she feels tired and lacking the energy during the day?
We've tried, but
You tried?
she's not. She's afraid of the change.
She's
She's
afraid of the
afraid
change.
that it's going to. She's very grounded in like the reality of this life. Like she's very like, rent has to be paid, save, like all of that. And it's she's not comfortable imagining a life where that is not central. And
Mm-hmm.
it hampers her from thinking about the possibilities outside of that. Like she can do so much, and she could do so much, and she just doesn't explore it.
Yeah, but the thing is that she is not happy with that anymore. She's conflicted then because she talks about how tired she is and that because of her tiredness, she often doesn't have the energy to perform daily connective practices like meditation, clearing, grounding, let alone proactively work on development daily. She wants to cultivate that and she seems not to know how. So, can you actually give her more insight right now and help her to do that, to make the shift? Because it seems like this is what she wants, but she doesn't know any other way.
There's she wants it and she doesn't. It's there's a part of her that's locked in, and it's not.
But there is something to be done, isn't it? Because she wants to be out of this locked situation, but she doesn't really know how. So your intervention is needed in that respect today. What can we do today to help her? Can we do something to help her with this? And as we hear the
The
silence,
center.
can you repeat, please?
She needs to practice the center and not the work. And she needs to practice the
She needs to,
center. If she makes the
how can,
practices the center of her life, everything else will fall into
what,
place.
yes. When you say practice the center, can you elaborate?
Mm. She needs to she needs to learn how to ground, like really ground her energy because she gets bored and then she gets really flighty and like it just it exacerbates that fast moving energy.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs to ground every
Yeah.
morning first, like
How can
before
she do that?
anything. She knows what to do. She
Every
started
morning?
doing it. Just needs to do it
Okay,
regularly.
so she needs to ground every morning before she starts her day.
Yeah, and she knows the
Mm-hmm.
different ways to do it that work in the moment, like whether it's grounding with like food or grounding with different types of tea, like different herbal teas, or grounding with like
Mm-hmm.
scents and um, different what's it called, different values of scents, like whether it's low water or oil or temperature,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows what, and then also like just recitation of words that calm her and bring her into her own center. She's doing it, but she doesn't do it regularly, and she does it in the middle of the day when she's already feeling overwhelmed, and it's too late.
It's too late. So she needs to do first thing in the morning. And she would like to know how to stop eating grain products and refined sugar for good, because she seems to be wishy-washy with that too.
It's part of the same thing. It's stress. Like her body
Yeah,
just,
it's a
it's
stress.
inertia. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like it's this. She's a wheel. It's like a wheel rolling down
Mm-hmm.
a hill. Um, but she doesn't know that she has the power to break and even roll uphill if she wanted to, or to move in any direction. She
Yeah,
just feels like she's moving without any control, but she just needs
yeah,
to do the control. But there's a resistance
yeah.
there because she's afraid she'll lose the job.
Mm-hmm. She's
So
afraid she loses the job. But can you help her with this? Can you help her with confidence? And can you help her with determination for making those changes?
yes, yes, it's the practices will keep her grounded in herself, and she will feel the confidence and
Uh-huh.
determination. And it wouldn't feel because it's
Yeah.
there. The confidence is there, but at the same time, since her mind is centered this other thing, it it's split, very split. With the grounding, with the
Mm-hmm.
clearing, with the work that she's doing on her integrated self, it's her priorities are going to change as they already have since she started doing this. And she knows
Yes.
that that is going to be a big change, and it's kind of
Yes.
scary for her.
Mm-hmm. But she's willing to change because she's willing to go through this session with you today. So she really needs your support and your help and guidance.
She's
She
impatient.
feels like she's impatient, like
Yeah,
many of us, I guess.
yeah.
Yes, but you can bring the patience to her about loving her and supporting her in that change. Can you?
Yes.
Yes, thank you for that. She gets conflicted messages, she believes. on whether to consume eggs, honey, meat, and other animal products. She knows what feels good to her body, but is there a single truth in the universe on whether eggs, honey, meat, and cheese should be consumed?
It's it, it's a on a body level, it's a body by body, but she's she's doing the right thing right now. She doesn't eat it in any sort of excess, which is what would be not good. Like it would be a
Yeah.
like gross violation. But she doesn't do that anymore, so she doesn't need to worry. Um,
Yes.
I think that
But at a
I think that
personal
she should be
level,
kinder to
mm-hmm,
herself. She knows that she's doing okay. I think
yeah.
she needs to
But
not.
personally,
Mhm.
can she eat eggs and honey?
Yes, and meat in the
Should
quantity that she is. Maybe reduce it a little bit. Like eat the meat
reduce
she
it
makes at
more?
home,
Mm,
because the meat she
mm-hmm.
makes at home is good, but um, just limit it to that.
Not in the restaurants.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not in the restaurants. Okay.
yeah.
She was, yeah, she was diagnosed with lymphoma and lung nodules last year. Is there a spiritual or energetic reason why she developed these conditions? Is there a physiological reason why this happened?
She's susceptible, but she's not able to get the answer right now. She
Why is it that she's not allowed to get the answer right now? Why is it that we cannot address the physical health now?
doesn't believe that it can change. That this is going to
She
do
doesn't believe
anything.
that it can change. Mm-hmm.
It's the
So,
same. She's very split. Like she's very like fractured.
mm-hmm.
But on this, like she wants to not have those feelings, but she's not yet ready. She's
She's
tapped
not
into
ready
some
for
of
this.
it. Like she's tapped into some of it, and she's been working on grief and changing relationships so that the grief has have space to move and isn't reactivated. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she's asked before, and that's what we've been able to do.
But why is it that she's susceptible to lung nodules? Why is that? What does that mean? What is the meaning of the presence of the lung nodules?
Stagnation. It's like
Stagnation?
it's what do you say? Things are stuck because she doesn't listen to herself, so it collects.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
this is sadness collected, like years of not
This is
listening to
sadness.
her. So it's that like just she's really good at turning it off and just being I'm okay, and then it
Yeah.
collects.
Can we, okay, can we actually take a take a look at that right now and see if we can actually remove everything that is coming from a collective? so that she can only do with her personal things at this point? Can we just take care of any inheritance from the collective, from her ancestry that has affected her health, and just leave her with the things she can handle on her own?
Yes.
So let's do that today. Would you mind?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we heal everything that is related to a collective inheritance? And I believe it includes the lung problems, right?
A
Yes.
little of it.
So a little of it. So how are you going to do that now?
Just letting, I'm letting energy pour in your skin.
Yes. Uh-huh. So where is your energy targeting now?
Targeting her womb.
Yes. What is in her womb that needs to be targeted?
There's a fibroid and
Yes.
some cysts. And it just,
Some cysts. So let's get, and those come from ancestry.
yeah.
Yeah, so we don't need that. Let's get rid of that today, please. Could you?
Yes.
Yeah, because thank you. So as you do that, what is the next thing you can work on? Coming from the collective.
I'm reaching the, it's really, it's hard, but I'm trying to get the cysts and the tissues that form the cysts in the breast and trying to move them out.
Yes. Do you need assistance for
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Can we ask for assistance from, who can we ask for?
Can I ask Metatron?
Let's ask Metatron. Okay, so I'm calling on Metatron, Archangel Metatron, to help in clearing Wangui's body from any ancestry collective disease of her body. Calling in Metatron. Is Metatron with you now?
Yes.
Yes. Can you both guys, thank you for being there together working on Wangui's body, but it would be very appreciated to clear all this ancestry baggage of illnesses and disorders of the body today. Anything that comes from the collective and from the ancestry. What else do you, what are you working on at this moment?
We're working on her chest in different layers.
Yes.
There's her lung, her spleen, and her breasts.
A spleen, a lung, a spleen, a breast. And all this was carried on from ancestry?
It's just years of like, it's just taking on more than they should.
Yes. And as you're clearing her body of these things, how will she feel the difference? Feel the difference after the session?
She's gonna feel lighter,
She's gonna feel lighter.
more resolute.
Is there any other? Is there any other part in the body that you need to work on?
You go back to the uterus.
Yes, please do so. Whatever needs to be removed, please remove it. Why is it that you cannot help her sleep pattern? Can you work on her hormonal balance? Can you work on her cortisol levels?
Yes.
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 Is there something going on with her melatonin and other hormonal levels? Can you regulate hormones? How is the uterus doing?
It's well.
It's well. Hannah, how is the spleen?
Mm. That one is clear.
Her body has produced a lot of cysts and tumors in different part of her body. Is that connected with the collective?
Mm. She's been running an old program of like feminine energy, and it's not, it hasn't been helping her. She's in
Yes.
conflict with it, and it's not the way that it is. It's not healthy for her.
Can we
And
get rid of that program now?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
How do you get rid of a program?
just kind of sweep it away and just
Oh, thank you.
pull it out.
You are all powerful. You can do that, right? You and Metatron.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you to both of you for taking care of this, because there is a lot of goodwill in Wangui to get better, but it's been difficult to do that on her own. How can she do, what can she do to keep herself healthy from now on?
Slow down. Listen to yourself. Allow the messages to
Yes.
come in.
Talking about that, how can she release judgment from her conscious mind?
She's starting to do it. She's just reminding herself, like gently, and she's doing it.
Okay.
It's also, yeah, there's the programming also is not helping, and gets reinforced. So she needs to watch out for the reinforcement.
Is that the programming you're removing right now?
One of the programs, yes. It's just,
And what about the other one? What about the other one?
she's resistant. She thinks that she needs it to be a person in society, but she'll lose it though. It's just gonna take some time.
It's going to take a little bit longer, but so she realized that she doesn't need it. Can you describe that program she's hanging on to and she's afraid of letting go?
So she feels like in order to connect, she feels very disconnected to her peers and has used pop culture to connect better to people, um,
Yeah.
and to the detriment of actually investigating who she is and what she wants and what she likes. It's just oh, I could
Yeah.
so she's not using it in the same way anymore, so she's able to connect to herself. But
Mm-hmm.
she still wants to be able to say, oh, I've, seen this meme or watched this show and be able to talk to people. But she's realizing that those people don't matter to her. And the
Yeah.
relationships that she
So she,
could create are so much deeper.
yeah. So she actually doesn't need that program at all.
No,
Yeah.
she more of her knows that now. More of her knows
Mm.
that.
So how can you help her, boost her a little bit, drop it off faster than she would?
It goes back to the same thing as the sleep. It's focusing on those practices will keep her centered because
Yeah.
they really ground her. Being able to
Yeah. So
recite and to do all those things, it helps her stay within herself and be herself.
mm-hmm.
And even if she does
She feels.
engage, it was cold.
Mm-hmm. She feels a cord or some kind of density in the right side of her neck. What is that? Can it be cleared?
Not right now. This is tied to her ancestors.
Yeah.
It's a tie to the ancestors of this lifetime. It's not ready to go. It's not hurting her. It's just very heavy.
Yeah. But why does she have to have that?
She's agreed to help people in this lifetime,
Uh-huh.
and um, this is the way that she thought that she could do it. This example
Mm-hmm.
and then giving energetically.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But it's not. It doesn't. It's not a detriment. It just
Mm-hmm.
exists. I think.
It's just a connection cord. Is that a
Yeah,
connection cord?
it's a connection point.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So she agreed to that. It's like a contract.
Yes.
Yeah. So of course we cannot touch that. So what can she do to support her awakening?
I'm sorry.
She asked, what can she do to support her awakening?
Mm. She needs to start with the basics. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
she knows what to do. She just hasn't. It's the she's not gonna like this word discipline. It's there must be another word for it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's being able to do.
She's not as applied. She's not as
Yeah,
applied as she could be.
yeah. It's the
Yeah.
rigor. It's she does it, but she does it at the times where it's not supported. So
Uh-huh.
if she does it in the morning, if she's able to slow down and feel, and then reinforce when
Uh-huh.
necessary in the ways that she knows how to reinforce, and then also
Yeah.
ground herself at night, she's gonna be fine, and she'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
hear more and connect better, more
Yeah.
frequently.
Yes. During the session, we were able, she did a return to source. How can she strengthen her connection to source? Are there daily practices that she can perform given a current lifestyle, because she lives in a part of the country where grounding physically with earth and sea rivers would like require more traveling than a typical day allowed. So how can she be doing grounding if she is in a apartment building?
Mm, Grounding into herself will always be very important. I think also giving thanks, like just like the reverence, connecting to her guides just by being playful,
Mm-hmm.
like just chatting to chat,
Yeah.
get her closer to feeling like it's open to her.
Mm-hmm. So grounding is not necessarily going to nature. It can be doing meditation, visualizing nature, right?
Yes, nature is where she feels God completely.
Mm-hmm.
There's she's thinking about it right now. There's a place in New York that she like has gone to, and she felt it. She felt that connection so acutely, and that she doesn't know, but that's what started all of this, like going in so deep. That's what started it.
Well,
Um,
she should do go there regularly then. She should visit that place more often.
it's anywhere where there's like real nature, just mountains or
Mm-hmm.
beaches or trees or rivers, like getting out of the urban area. But it's also being able to find that where she is. And she does connect. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
she can't put her feet into the earth and ground in that way right now. But she
Yeah.
needs to make the efforts, and that will also help her connection to source. If she does make the effort, not super frequently, but if she's able to go just put her feet in the sand or on some true grass, it will be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She is dissatisfied with her job and would like to find a new one. Should she do that? If so, what would she do next?
This is a very hard question for Wangui because
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't, she's, she's very fixed on the way that
Yes.
work should look like. Even though she's aware of other ways of it working, she doesn't trust that she'll be able to live well. So she's afraid.
So there is fear of change.
Yes.
And how to help her make that switch? How to help her imagine or create a new future?
I'll just say this for her. This is like the AP level class, the grad level class. This is the
Mm-hmm.
next. This isn't. This will happen naturally as she
Yes.
deepens her connection because it's going to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Okay.
this work isn't bad, but it's just not aligned, and
Mm-hmm.
it will follow her.
Yeah, so she needs to do all the work, the groundwork of grounding, of finding time to slow down, everything that to put her in that place when she can start having those thoughts of creation of a
Yes.
new future.
Yes.
Yes. Um, how can she support a good energy exchange between her and her guides? Is there something she was wondering about offerings, journaling, gratitude practice? She doesn't, she she wonders how to connect and nourish this energy exchange with her guides.
Talking to them at this point is the best thing she could do. Just acknowledging that they're there outside of the times when she
Mm-hmm.
needs them and like when she says good morning to them. It's just developing that like a friendly relationship. And it is friendly, but it's she feels like they're strangers, so she acts like they're strangers.
Yeah. Do you think that this session today would help her to unlock this closeness with her guides?
Yes.
Yes. Can we bring them in? Can we call them in? So she can meet them now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm calling in Wangui's guides to be present with her and introduce themselves so she connects, so she feels connected to them at this minute. Calling in her guides. Please reveal yourself to her. Is she meeting with the guides, subconscious?
She can see them, but
Yes. How many are they?
they're like two grandmothers have made themselves apparent, like to her. They're sitting in front of her, and they just want to make sure that she knows that they're there, and they're
Yes.
like watching for her.
Yes.
They're
And that she
supporting
could,
her. They're looking for her. Yeah, she could
yeah.
connect with them. They like what she's done
How can
so
she
far.
connect with them?
They like the tea. She puts out tea, and they like the tea.
Mm-hmm. So she serves them tea.
It's a little
Mm-hmm.
altar.
Mm-hmm. And that works? It's a good way to connect?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And how should she connect with them? In a meditation, in speaking, in a
In
dialogue,
meditation,
or in writing?
in
Mm-hmm.
meditation, she should meditate on her guides, and they would be happy to sit in front
Yeah.
of her.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys, for showing yourself to her right now. And how is the healing going?
We've done as much as we can.
Yeah. What is left to be done that could not be done?
There's still nodules left in her
Yeah.
lungs.
Uh-huh.
Um,
How is her breast?
they're they're clear, but
Yeah.
there's always a chance for reoccurrence.
Yes. And how can we improve the chance of non-occurrence,
She
reoccurrence?
needs to change her mindset around it. She needs to see that this is
Mm-hmm.
real. She doesn't
Mm-hmm.
think that this is real.
And yeah. And how is her blood? is there blood?
The hormones that cause the disruptions, all of the cysts.
Yes. Can you fix the hormonal levels?
She's very blocked to healing, to like healing her body. She's very blocked.
Metatron, can you remove that block with your mind power? Am I speaking to Metatron?
Trying. It's she doesn't want to reconnect to him. She doesn't want to reconnect. She's really.
She doesn't want to reconnect with who?
With Metatron on this.
Is she afraid of changing? Metatron work on her at a later time when she's sleeping?
Yes.
Yes. How long would it take for Metatron to work on her? How long would it take for this?
We need to work on the programming, on the belief that the physical body can be changed energetically.
Yes, yes, very important. Can you work on that as a priority?
Yes, we'll work on that.
Yeah, can you start right now and continue later on?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. This is very, very much appreciated because this is really a block that needs to be lifted for us to move on. Do you agree?
Very much.
Yeah. So I put all my faith in you guys to lift that programming so that we can actually get her some healing going. I have more questions for you, subconscious. Wangui feels like she's financially in a good place and she wants to continue growing her wealth and experiencing abundance. Is there anything she can do to ensure continued material abundance for her to have less worries? How to promote increased flow of money given her core values of love, joy, and ease? It's more about easing and appeasing a mind, a conscious mind of the concerns of money by providing abundance. How can that be done?
Well, Dewey's values on money have changed dramatically in her lifetime. And she's in a position to um, she's in a position to um, attract and continue to attract more money.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Yeah.
it this goes back to the in terms of the how, in terms of mindset,
Yes.
she needs to go deeper to understand, um, or to like further untangle the values around money,
Mm-hmm.
because she still believes that it could be damaging, or like that it's not
Yes.
for her, even though she's gotten to where she is.
Yeah. So what can you tell her today for her to sort of have a switch of mind about money?
Money is like any other resource. It's um, something that was created. So in that way, it's
Mm-hmm.
artificial. It's just as real, and you know that it's just as real as anything else. Like it's hmm, try to find a good metaphor for her. It's
What did you say?
I'm trying to find a
Can you
good
repeat?
metaphor.
Yes.
It's kind of like a at this point, you still think that money will that money is not for you. It's not for people who look like you or who are when you grow up, and that's somehow you like where you are is not a fluke. And if you could just see that this is a resource just like water, and just like water, you're entitled to it. You're going to be able to move through the blocks that you have. So you know what the
Yeah.
processes are to move through the blocks. You just need to believe,
Yeah.
um, to reframe. You reframe this resource.
Yeah. So she has to change her belief about uh, herself and in relationship to money for the money to become more abundant and in a continuous way.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not something that has to be given to you. You can
Mm-hmm.
attract money in other ways. You
Yeah.
can
We were not
work for
thinking about
yourself.
that. We were thinking more about how to change her belief system that she understands better the law of attraction.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think that
When, uh-huh,
when um, her confidence is going to be raised as she, or her belief rather, not just confidence, but her confidence in this etheric world is going to be raised as she grounds more deeply into the work. And just by doing those
yes,
little daily practices, she's gonna see,
mm-hmm.
like she already sees like little moments of synchronicity, and they're gonna be more and more frequent, that it's not going to be able to be ignored, and she'll feel comfortable living in it instead of it just being like a little joy for herself.
That's wonderful. When she's in community with her peers, she always feels like an outsider. Why is that? How can she get more connected with her peers?
she's lived several lifetimes where she's felt alone or like differentiated in some way. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just, it's, some of it is her strength. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard in a human body to do this because of um, the need for connection is so strong. But
Yeah.
she's
Yes.
like, she's so comfortable. There are aspects of her that are so comfortable just being that individual, and it's she doesn't it, she doesn't allow herself to be in her full light, in her full strength,
Mm-hmm.
in her fullness. And that's part of the
Yeah.
reason why she's not she feels outside. If she sees that
Mm-hmm.
has everyone is a little different. As much
Yeah.
as, she has believed that the goal is some level of sameness, everyone is a little different. And
Mm-hmm.
she needs to embrace the parts of her that are different and stand tall in that.
Mm-hmm. She wonders how she will find a soul family in her pure platonic relationships.
She's building community with the people that she does like meditation classes and esoteric classes with. So um, she's going to find that some of those people she can collaborate with or build friendships. And she's also considering
Mm-hmm.
doing more of that those kind of like workshops and classes. And as long as she
Yeah.
keeps that openness of like uh, wanting to talk to people that are interested in doing what she's interested in,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to find her people. And
Yeah.
she has people. It's just, and she also needs to see that she has like the relationships that she has, even though they're not like pure relationships, are so beautiful, and to honor those
Yes.
as well. And she'll see
Yes.
those
Good.
mirrored in the new friendships she brings in.
Mm-hmm. She finds romantic relationships difficult. Why is this? And what, if anything, can she do to attract a partner that is 100% match?
She needs to be 100% match for herself first.
She needs to be 100% match for herself first. Yeah. Yeah, she
So
needs to find a balance. Yeah.
there's a there's a same thing with those other questions. These are like the 500 level course of the work, and she's still in the
Mm-hmm.
intros. So
Yes.
this is a little ambitious. I think the first thing is about she needs to feel like she's a match to herself and she's not there yet. So she's going to
Yeah.
she needs to also she needs to trust in same thing with the friendships that she's going to be able to attract the people that match her as she develops. And she's going to see the changes happening. Even though she's been
Mm-hmm.
changing in her life, she hasn't she still builds off of the same old stories, and she needs new
Mm-hmm.
paradigms so she's able to conceptualize what can be. um,
Yeah. Okay. She wonders if in her highest possible timeline she has a partner and biological children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility in this lifetime, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there something that has happened to her in this lifetime that she needs to explore more deeply?
Not at this
If
time.
so, what did you say? Not at this time?
Not at this time.
But is there something that she would have to address in the future? Do you see anything that she should address in the future when she's more grounded? What do you think?
She needs to find out why she can't trust herself.
Yeah, so she needs to find out what she cannot trust herself. But there's a lot of things in her, like a lot of programs that are not actually herself, that needs
Yes.
to be cleared first, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Are there any teachers, programs, practitioners she should stop listening to?
It's the teachers she has are great. She just needs to focus. She's listening to a lot of different people and doing a lot of different things. And
Yes.
she just needs to focus. And she knows what the next step is. And she's going to do it. She's just, this is going to be a big
Yeah.
shift for her to start saying no to some of the energetic work. It's going to
Yes,
be hard.
she has to pick few things. Uh-huh. She's doing too many things. Okay. So she needs to
Too many
focus.
things.
Yeah. So what would be the practices she need to stop today?
Mm. Um, she needs to ground every morning, and that looks like for her, um, even if she does wake up 5 minutes before a meeting, it's about saying,
Mm-hmm.
forget the meeting. Like, I need to spend this 5, 10 minutes to listen to the recordings that I've made and actually sit and listen and
Yeah.
feel. And then I can move into something else. And if she's able to say that, she's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
Yeah. Good.
rolling out of bed and rolling into the things that she doesn't like to do just sets her up for failure and reinforces that these are things that she doesn't
Okay.
like to do. The job is very neutral, but she'll see that in time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what should she focus on right now? To
Uh,
give her a summary of what she should focus on.
she should focus on, it's not really about the when she wakes up or when she goes to sleep, as much as
Mm-hmm.
it is about like grounding into herself through short daily practices. She doesn't have to, she feels like she has to do like a perfect like Kundalini morning of like 2.5 hours starting at 5 o'clock in the morning. And at this
Yeah.
point for
Yeah.
her, she can do like 5 to 15 minutes of recorded meditations that she's already started
Yes.
preparing, and she'll
Mm-hmm.
be fine. She
Yeah.
could even, it'll get to the point where she's able to do that as she brushes her teeth, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll still penetrate. But
Mm-hmm.
she needs to give those things focus and centralize that She also needs to centralize her eating. And then for that, it's not as much as like what she eats, but when.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she needs to eat, and it's going to go against everything she's been learning right now, and it's going to be uncomfortable. But she just needs to eat first thing in the morning, just have an egg and some greens. Just keep it very simple. Have an egg and some greens, and she'll know what to do in order to make it interesting for her. But just
Mm-hmm.
do that, and it'll ground her into the body.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
grounding through food. Okay. Mm-hmm.
she didn't have to worry about making special teas. She was focused on all these other things. It's like, just
Yeah.
have protein, have some greens, and you're
Mm-hmm.
setting yourself up for success.
Yes.
And then other things will vibrate out, but those are the two things right now that need to be focused on.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything else? No, right now.
Not at this time. No,
Is there a better
there's
place?
enough on her plate.
Uh-huh. Is there a better place than New York for her to be at this point?
Oh wow. Yes. There are very many places better than New York, but she
Yeah.
doesn't see that yet. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
going to move out with the job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she's working from home, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, so she could work from home somewhere else,
Yes.
somewhere where she could be more grounded.
Yes.
Yes. So anything else you would like to add before we close?
Whenever possible, just keep your mind open to possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
You, your possibilities live in dreams, but they can live in your reality too.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Yeah.
it's a shift to be more adventurous. I
Mm-hmm.
think right now you have a lot on your plate to
Yes.
just get to a point of curiosity. Um, so let's just focus on the curiosity and we'll get to adventure.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, thank you very much for your insight. So now I'm asking the subconscious to recede to where it belongs with much love and much thanks for all the help and information it has been given Wangui today. I know she's going to really appreciate it.